A government makes a big promise to boost defense spending, but months go by, and no one knows when or even if it'll happen. And BBC's Laura Kuenssberg isn't letting anyone off the hook. Let's dive into this fiery exchange that's got everyone talking. Labour came into power with a bold pledge to spend 2.5% of the UK's national income on defence. But here's the kicker. 7 months later, they still haven't given a clear timeline for when this will happen. And with global tensions rising, people are demanding answers. Enter Laura Kuenssberg, who isn't holding back.
And many of people who work in this world, many of your political rivals, other people, even like the boss of NATO, would say it's also urgent that countries like Britain right now commit to spend more money, potentially a lot more money, on defence. Now, when you came into government, yes, you had a commitment to spend 2.5% of the national income at some point on defence, but for 7 long months, as the security situation has worsened, you haven't given people an answer. When will you make that commitment?
We will set out that pathway. I'm afraid I won't be doing it today on your programme, but we will set out that pathway towards it. But I should be clear. The last time this figure was reached was under a Labour government. So yes, it's been 7 months. The Conservatives had 14 years. They hollowed out our defence forces, which was something that one of their previous defence secretaries made clear. We recognise the need to invest more in defence. It's why the Chancellor at the budget invested £3 billion into our defence spending, alongside the single biggest pay rise in 20 years for our armed forces. So there is an acknowledgement and a recognition, both from us and from our allies, about the need to increase defence spending. But the Defence Secretary has also been clear that alongside increased spending, there has to be better spending. There is far too much waste, poor procurement and bad decisions that are being made. So alongside extra investment, there has to be that programme of reform that John Healey, the Defence Secretary, has set out.
But an acknowledgement and a recognition that there has to be more cash.
Yes.
Doesn't do much for people like the boss of NATO, people like the Chief of the Defence Staff, who sat in that chair not too long ago and said, we are in a new dangerous moment. There must be more money for defence. You've had 7 months and you still won't even tell us when you're going to hit the target that you've already set.
There is already more investment going into defence. We recognise absolutely that there is more to do. But I would just point out, yes, absolutely, 7 months. The last lot had 14 years. And their plan to do this was just a joke.
Well,
it was widely derided as being empty promises.
The Conservatives had set a timetable about when they were going to hit that target, and we'll speak to them later in the programme.
Which was ridiculed by the Institute for Fiscal Studies and
we'll talk to them later in the programme. I think what people want to know...
2.5.
Ambitious? Absolutely. But with no clear timeline, the question remains, when will we see action? And it's got us all wondering, what's next for UK defence spending? What do you think? Is the government doing enough, or is this all talk? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that matter. See you in the next one.